In the depths of autumn, when the nights grew longer and the days shorter, a lone lighthouse stood sentinel on a rugged coast. For years, it had watched over the waves with its beam, guiding ships safely to shore and warning them of impending danger. But as the seasons passed, the keeper's own heart began to feel like a beacon in the darkness, isolated, forgotten, and slowly losing its light. The lighthouse keeper, an elderly man named Elijah, lived a simple life. He spent his days tending to the lantern room, oiling the machinery, and reading by the fire at night. But as the years went by, he began to feel like a ghost haunting the shores. The world beyond the lighthouse had moved on, leaving him behind. One evening, as Elijah sat in his small cottage, staring out into the twilight, he noticed something peculiar. A firefly landed on the windowsill, its light flickering softly as it regarded him with an unblinking gaze. The keeper felt a shiver run down his spine, but to his surprise, the firefly did not flee. Instead, it began to glow brighter, illuminating a small piece of paper clutched in its antennae. The paper unfolded, revealing a letter addressed to Elijah. The handwriting was elegant and cursive, with words that seemed to dance on the page like fireflies themselves. As Elijah read the message, his heart swelled with emotion. Someone somewhere had written this letter just for him. "Dear keeper of the lighthouse," the letter began, "I know not your name or how you came to live here, but I sense that you are not alone in your loneliness. For I too have known the weight of isolation, and yet I find solace in the light that shines from within." Elijah was enchanted by the letter's words, which seemed to speak directly to his soul. He devoured every line, feeling a connection with this mysterious sender that he had never experienced before. Over the next few weeks, more letters arrived, each one carried by a firefly and bearing the same elegant handwriting. As the seasons changed, Elijah found himself eagerly anticipating the arrival of each new letter. The keeper would sit for hours by the fire, his eyes scanning the horizon for the telltale glow of a firefly's light. And when it finally arrived, he would read the words with rapt attention, feeling like the luckiest man alive. The letters spoke of far-off lands and fantastical creatures, tales of enchanted forests, shimmering waterfalls, and skies ablaze with stars. They told of the beauty and wonder that lay just beyond the horizon, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to seek it out. Elijah felt his own heart expanding, as if the firefly's words had set him free from the confines of his solitary existence. But there was something more to these letters, a hidden language that only Elijah seemed to understand. It was a code of symbols and gestures that danced across the page, like a secret message in plain sight. The keeper spent hours deciphering these cryptic messages, feeling a sense of wonder and excitement with each new discovery. As the months passed, Elijah's relationship with the fireflies deepened. He began to recognize individual insects, each with its own unique glow and personality. There was Luna, who always arrived first, Sol, whose light seemed to grow stronger with every passing day, and Zephyr, whose words were like whispers on the wind. The keeper found himself weaving these creatures into his daily routine, watching for their arrival, learning their habits, and even responding to their letters with notes of his own. It was as if he had created a new family, one that lived in the twilight realm beyond the lighthouse's beam. One evening, as Elijah sat by the fire, surrounded by the flickering lights of his makeshift community, he realized that he was no longer alone. The world might have moved on, but he had found a new kind of light, one that shone from within and from without. The firefly's letters had become more than just words on paper. They were a bridge between worlds, a testament to the magic that lay just beyond the edge of reality. And so, Elijah continued to tend his lantern, but now he did so with a sense of purpose, to guide not only ships, but also those who sought connection in the darkness. For in the world of fireflies and letters, there was no need for solitude when friendship could be forged across vast distances, like sparks on a summer's night. As the seasons turned, Elijah's lighthouse became a beacon not just for sailors, but for all those seeking light in the twilight, a symbol of hope that even in the most desolate landscapes, connection and community were always within reach.